Welcome back to Erne. We're live on Saturday for the qualifying races. Me, Paul Malin, and Jeff Emmick. And we've already had two of them already. MX Open class is just about to get underway. We've got a packed crowd here. The sun's gone in slightly, but the French fans are certainly in bright spirits here today because they've already qualified as the fastest nation with two race wins. One for Gauthier Paulin in MXGP and Marvin Musquin just about 30 minutes ago in MX2. Here's a quick look at the track. If you're just joining us for the first time, just over 1,500 meters long. It's had a bit of a rework as well. This bottom loop here and that whole midsection has been reworked. They use the hills differently, but then they go across the top and it's the same all the way through from the finish. But Jeff Emmick, we're getting ready to speak to Dean Wilson in a moment, and it'd be interesting to hear what he has to say. Because obviously Max Anstey being crashed out of the second qualifying race in MX2. Wonder if he'll shed any light on the situation there. But tough blow for GB at the moment, for sure. But the French fans, though, they're singing their hearts out still, and they would love a perfect day. Romain Febvre will line up next for Team France. But let's go down to the start line area. Here's Lisa Leyland. She's getting ready to talk to Dean Wilson.
Hello and welcome to the Open qualifying race. Still a fantastic atmosphere here, but unfortunately things are looking a little bit bleak for Team Great Britain after the first two races we've had. I just want to speak to Dean Wilson. Dean, third race of the qualifying race of the day. Let's talk about your teammates. I know Sean Simpson has a suspected broken hand, and Max Anstey had a bit of an off earlier and it didn't look too good. Just how's that going to change your approach to the qualifying today? And just tell us, have you got any more updates on your teammates? I
went over to see Max, but I think he was at the medical tent, so pretty. I definitely lost my spunk a little bit. You know, I'm upset. Obviously, it would have been cool for all the boys to be healthy, but it's just the way it goes sometimes. Unfortunately, they both got landed on. So for me, just to go out here and give it my absolute best and do it for those, for Max, who's hopefully okay, and and for all of GB, I'm just going to do my best, and that's all I can do.
Well, I guess the main thing at this point is that Max is okay. Best of luck. Thank you, Dean. Now, I want to speak to our MX2 world champion, who's over here. It's Tim Geiser for Team Slovenia. Looking very focused there, Tim. Team Slovenia at the moment is just on the edge of qualifying. What are you going to do out there to get them through?
Yeah, I will just go out there and have fun, try to make solid start and then just ride like I know, and yeah, we will see.
Okay, best of luck. Thank you for that, Tim. Time now for the Open qualifying race.
So tough blow for Team GB then at the moment. Potentially both riders, Sean Simpson and Max Anstey. Well, Anstey definitely out, but we're still waiting on news on Simpson. But Dean Wilson will go to the line first then. This was how the riders were drawn out by ballot at 9 o'clock this morning. So one rider per team again. Jeff Emmick, what started out as a great day in many respects, great crowd, great atmosphere, great weather, great track. French fans obviously loving what they're seeing with their home nation boys bringing in 2 wins and being the fastest qualifiers. A little bit different for Team GB, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's just crazy how things can change so fast. When we had Max Anstey on the studio show a few hours ago, he was in great spirits. He looked amazing on the bike in practice. And yeah, a little mistake there, and that's what they say is part of racing.
Romain Febvre looking focused. There's no bigger race for him than there is today. He's won the World Championship, but this is about as big as it gets.
Yeah, and Romain Febvre, by far, by like 2 seconds, has had the fastest lap of the day, any session, any bike. And so here, leading the way, for, in the Open class. And I suspect, I suspect he's going to go out and really put a hurting on the competition, and the fans here are they're going to like it.
Yeah, Dean Wilson going to the line then. Very much detuned, you would think, wouldn't you? Because obviously, if his both teammates are out, he can just ride for pride now and see what he can do. But
yeah, but it's a very lonely position for Dean Wilson to be in out there, because you come in. I really felt that Great Britain had put together a great team. With a lot of talent, so definitely changes the weekend for them, but still other riders here like Dean Ferris from Australia, and they have their own personal goals. They're kind of over-under for where they feel that the team should be, and so they still have another qualifying race here to get guys inside of the top 20.
Well, as we look at Tano Leok, this guy here, 15 in a row for him. Since 2001 at Namur in Belgium, Tano Leok, then riding in 125, now riding in the open class on a 450 Kawasaki, 15 in a row. And he has his favorites. The first one, he's got one from Lommel, and
yeah, and so now a rider that's in his very first one, Cooper Webb here riding for the United States. I think he was a bit disappointed with his qualifying time earlier today in practice. He was 6th, about 3 seconds behind Febvre, where a week ago at the final GP in Glen Helen in California, Cooper could run the pace of Febvre at times. So I think Webb maybe a little bit of nerves probably getting to him. The atmosphere here is something that he's probably never experienced before.
Yeah.
So we'll see if he can shake out any cobwebs or any nervousness that he has here in this qualifying.
Well, we're just less than 3 minutes to go for the start of this race. And the Valentin there normally rides in European 250 Championship, riding 450 for Spain. But France, as we've said, this is how the nations are qualified at the moment after 2 races. Obviously, these 2 results have to count. After the 3rd race, the worst result per nation will be dropped and everything will get a shuffle up. But France on 2, and the French crowd here waiting for this guy to launch out of the blocks. Romain Febvre, number 3. 3rd man up, will he make it a perfect day for the French? Because Paul-Alain Musquin victorious, 2 wins out of 2. USA is 2nd on 5. Jeremy Martin coming home 2nd. Justin Barcia coming home in 3rd in his qualifying race. And Belgium, they are 3rd. They're on 10 at the moment with the Dijker and Lieber. And then we've got Spain, Germany, Switzerland, Estonia, Austria, and Sweden. Sweden down in 9th place as we look at Dennis Ulrich. And in 10th place are Russia. Denmark are through at the moment. So too are Ireland, Portugal, Italy, Japan, the Netherlands, Australia, Venezuela, and then New Zealand are in 19th. But it's very, very close down there. So those guys that I just mentioned sort of hovering around about 14th, 15th place, they're still not out of the water yet, Jeff.
Yeah, so the top 19 nations with the lowest scores, they qualify directly to the A final. Tomorrow morning, we'll have a consolation race, the B consolation race, and only the winner of the B consolation race then gets to enter the A final.
Yeah.
So quite an accomplishment for some teams just to make the A final. And if you have a problem today, you have to race your way in. You certainly get lots of track time. Yeah, you get your money's worth this weekend.
Well, the qualifying races are 20 minutes plus 2. The B final is 30 minutes plus 2. The same duration as the main events themselves. So if you're going in the B final, that's an extra 30 minutes. You're up first to do practice.
An extra 36, 37 minutes.
All 3 guys have to go into the, the B race, and the best 2 scores out of your 3 riders in that B race will get you, qualified for the B final. So Ireland did it last year. They don't want to be anywhere near it this year, but Motocross of Nations can happen. And Tim Geiser, the recently crowned MX2 world champion, riding in the open class on a 450 this weekend. He did last year in Latvia, but obviously went wrong for him in practice or qualifying and couldn't ride. He picked up a slight back injury, didn't he? So he'll be hoping for better this weekend. But the 15-second board is gone here. The crowd are on their feet still as we get ready to go racing here one more time. The final race of the day. Romain Febvre, number 3. All eyes are going to be on him. But what can Van Horbeek, Cooper Webb, Dean Wilson, and the rest do about it? Oh, a few itchy trigger fingers there, but Coldenhoff around the outside. Dean Ferris of Australia sweeps around the outside. Gets himself into, 3rd or 4th place immediately. And it's Webb. Cooper Webb with a whole shot for Team USA.
To the 111.
So the 111, Gunther Schmidinger
from Austria, from the very inside gate. It looked like he was going to nab that whole shot. Cooper Webb coming around the outside.
And that's exactly what Webb needed, what we saw from last week, that certainly hasn't got a problem with getting out of the starts, Cooper Webb.
And Geiser, once again, he did not get into the first turn in a great position, but he really used the inside to his advantage, and now he's 2nd.
Yeah, Geiser there in 2nd. Dean Ferris just behind him in 3rd. Schmidinger already dropping backwards for Austria because it's Febvre there in 4th. Number 3. Then the number 12 of Dean Wilson. He's in 5th place. Coldenhoff is in there as well, right behind him. Number 30 on that Suzuki for the Netherlands. And Geisser really throwing that 450 around. I was at the Honda launch a few weeks ago in Italy, and he was already riding one there, but he trains on one on a regular basis, does Tim Geisser, so it's not a complete surprise for him. Febvre down the inside of Dean Ferris, up on the pegs through the rut, nice and clean.
Oh, side by side. Look at the bike jumper. Oh, Geiser's
down. Bottom of the hill.
Got down the inside of that rut there. Laid the Honda over, so he's going to have his work cut out for him. It's a freebie here for Ferris and Febvre.
Yeah, and Febvre already working different lines. Look, just trying to find his way past the Husqvarna rider, the Team Australia rider number 42, Dean Ferris.
And look at Koldenhoff up to 4th already. Koldenhoff was 2nd fastest in this qualifying earlier today.
Look to the inside. Oh, he just got cross-rutted and just went down. Had a word with our sponsors, did Tim Geisser. There you see it from another angle.
Just tipped over a little bit. Notice he gets up.
Just goes to show how deep some of those ruts are as well. Febvre down the inside of Ferris, but Ferris making him wait just a little bit longer.
Looks like they've worked on this corner a little bit here too. They might have taken the heavy equipment out and flattened it out a little bit, but it's so wet there that the ruts are already starting to form once again.
Febvre going wide this time. Febvre doing what we've not seen many riders do, just looking for different lines, but that's how he rides, you know. A lot of guys going inside, following each other through there and at the top here. And look at him, just picking different stuff.
Yeah, not content with following Ferris at all. We're going to get an accurate lap time of where they're at the start of this race when they go down past the finish line.
And Romain Febvre probably thinking, right, I'm a world champion. My teammates have gone out and gone 1-1. I have to kind of go out now anyway and get it. But he knows they're also through, so there's no pressure on his shoulders whatsoever.
Yeah, but I do like what I'm seeing out of the American Cooper Webb, a rookie to this event. He's a 250 rider, still again next year. Now he has a clear track, and that should allow him to go out and really show his speed. And if this race progresses like we think it will, with Febvre moving past Ferris with the type of speed that he had in practice, you would expect that. We'll see how that changes Cooper Webb's mental state here, and if he lets that affect him. Because 1 week ago in California at the GP, Febvre and Cooper Webb had some close battles. Febvre, of course, coming out on top.
Yeah, and Cooper Webb, the fastest man on track at the moment, a 50.9. Ferris, a 51.1, 51.6 for Febvre, 52.4 for Koldenhoff, and Wilson on a 52.7 for GB. Tenno Leah, meanwhile, up to 11th position. See the positions down the bottom of your screen, but just little areas, little pockets of areas on the track, Jeff, where those ruts just kind of G out just a little bit and then landing, and it's a pretty awkward section here.
Yeah, that's treacherous right there, but Dean Ferris is definitely holding his own right now. Outstanding ride for the Husqvarna rider. Nice tight line there from Romain Febvre. Again, just using slightly different lines to everybody else and just trying to get that Yamaha dialed in here. He is 4 seconds off the lead of Cooper Webb at the moment. There is Ferris. Febvre through, though. Nice pass. Top of the hill. Now he's got a clear track here. Let's see if, comes up short there. A little short. Bike length. Look at that downhill. And see, right when you land, the bike bounces, then you get straight into the ruts and the braking bumps. That rut there that they're hitting midway down, that's the one that MXoN was just picking his front wheel up, just like that, of the Suzuki of Cody Cooper from New Zealand. I'll tell you what there, Paul, Koldenhoff has started to reel in that group also. He's in 4th. Wilson and Van Hoorbeek are right there. There's only around 6 seconds that separates the top 3, a little more than that this time around. About 10 seconds are separating the top 6, so pretty competitive here in the open class. Well, Cooper Webb went round, did a personal best lap that time around a 49.9, Febvre a 49.5, so 6/10 the difference between those two guys. That gap now 3.7 seconds, but 3rd is Ferris, 4th Koldenhoff, 5th Dean Wilson here, lead rider in shot on that
KTM. Behind him on the Yamaha, Jeremy Van Hoorbeek for Belgium in 6th place. Dennis Ulrich of Germany is 7th. Cody Cooper, the Kiwi, is in 8th, and that will get New Zealand up to 4th, having started the race in 19th. But Van Hoorbeek around the outside of Wilson there, making it look pretty easy. But you have to question Wilson's motivation, really, knowing that he's got 2 teammates. Definitely Max Anstey not going to be featuring tomorrow, and also the fact that potentially Sean Simpson might also have a hand injury as well. So, you know, he can only do what he's doing, but, you know, if there was a real chance of being the 2nd or 3rd, 4th qualifier, then, you know, he might be putting out there just a little bit more. But
it certainly would be on his mind, but I really like what I'm seeing out of the Belgian rider, Jeremy Van Hoorbeek, right now. And I had a chance to speak with him earlier. We were watching some of the practice rounds. We were talking about the excitement of winning this race, of course, a couple years ago in Germany. Belgium won, and we were just talking about how it's just separate from any other race. The feeling that you get winning the Chamberlain Trophy is something very special, and he wants to do it again.
Tim Geiser just there off the back of this group, down in 24th place, 23rd, looking to go around some of the lower nations here. Jasakonis from Lithuania. Back with Webb, and look how much closer Fevre is. 1.9 seconds now, a 48.7 for Fevre, fastest lap of the race, a 50.4 for Cooper Webb.
And watch off the side of your screen here, if you can get a shot of that hillside with the fans, when Fevre comes by, there they are.
Going absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
But it just bided his time.
There's plenty of French flags here, that's for sure. They have, they're really showing a lot of support, as they should. So in these 2 riders here, I think, are very closely matched in speed, and so you know, both riders too are fairly young, right?
Yeah,
they've got a lot of grit to each one of them, very competitive riders, and so Fevre starting to reel in Cooper Webb here. This could be the most exciting qualifying race of the day here.
Yeah, because we saw it last week, didn't we? These 2 going at it. Kept it clean, though.
Yamaha well represented in this race. 2 of their 450s here out front.
And Team Yamaha with 3 Yamaha guys on team this year as well.
Yeah, for Team USA, correct, yep.
So Fevre going after, there, the number 3, going after number 9, Cooper Webb. These are your lead riders in the race, Webb and Fevre. Dean Ferris of Australia is 3rd. That qualifies Australia in 7th position at the moment. Then Van Hoorbeek is in 5th. Is he closing in? He looks like he might have just found his way past, or is that Koldenhoff just all over the back of Ferris as they drop down the hill there? There's Megan. Fevre's better half. Dropping downhill. That lap, 49.3, just less than a second.
I don't know how the girlfriends and wives and moms do it. Very, very supportive. She's there with him the whole way through, and now we've got an epic race here in the final qualifying race in the 2015 Motocross of Nations.
Do you think, obviously we asked Cooper Webb in the press conference yesterday, he seems to think it was an advantage riding the GP a week ago. He gets a little bit squirrely through there, though. Fevre might make the move in front of the home fans. Got to be careful not to get too close. Oh, he leans on him again.
And this outside worked earlier for Van Hoorbeek, but not for Fevre.
Cooper Webb said it was, he saw it as an advantage last week riding at Glen Helen for the GP. Just getting that bike, riding the 415 race situation, riding against people like Romain Fevre. So coming here, half that job is done. You know, how are these guys going to be when I get on that track? Well, he beat a lot of them last weekend.
Yeah, good experience, but Cooper riding the 250 most of the time, jumped up to the bigger bike. Little mistake.
Hear that crowd. Listen to him next time when he comes down the bottom of the hill.
But watch Webb. This young rider from North Carolina in the United States, he has got a lot of fight in him. Look at this. He's going to take the spot back, possibly. Yes.
Yeah. Ran it wide.
The 2 lines come together. Fevre very patiently just backs off.
Looking to the right.
He's getting a mouth and a chest full of roost there coming up the uphill.
Yeah, you can start to see now as it's drying out, the rocks are starting to come to the surface, so you're getting blasted by bullets. See on the run down to the finish line as well how stony it is.
Just past the halfway point here.
So let's take a look at that again. Romain Febvre chasing down Cooper Webb. Just looking like he's regrouping. I'm not sure if he, it looked like he maybe just let him go a little bit there. I'm not sure, but either way.
We're certainly showing a lot of confidence, a lot of patience, doesn't seem to be too bothered by it. So let's take a look. This was the initial attempt at a pass, and that rutted
drop the arm
turn here, yeah, and the outside not quite as quick this time. This is where Webb makes a mistake. I believe he missed the inside rut. Yeah, he got a little bit too, came in there a little bit too hot. Febvre makes a nice, easy pass. But as I suspected, Cooper Webb was going to fight right back. But he looked to the inside, and yeah, he didn't force the issue.
But he looked back again over the tabletop to see where he was just after he passed him, and he runs off track on the exit of the turn. And he did exactly the same thing at Glen Helen as they jumped back onto the start straight, went to get on the gas, maybe anticipating a move from Webb up the inside. That didn't happen, and Webb blasted around the outside, and he never found the pace to get back on terms with him again. And that was in the qualifying race, I think, on the Saturday.
Yeah, Febvre making some mistake. He's definitely lost some time.
A lot of time.
3 seconds, I'd say, at that point, and that's going to allow Cooper Webb to maybe have a little time to catch his breath here, maybe relax a little bit. Certainly would be a confidence booster. If I was in this position that Webb is, I would be feeling really good about this. So, Paul, the answer or the question is, will Febvre be able to make a charge back here in the next 7 minutes?
Well, we'll see. Time is ticking away. Normally, the answer would be yes, because when you're riding as an MXGP World Champion and you have the measure of your competitors, then it's not something you really worry too much about. But as we said before, this is a different kind of event.
We have these riders. Ferris right here, the 42 on the white Husqvarna. He's in third. Then Van Horbeke, Koldenhoff.
Then Wilson.
Wilson's right there. Ulrich just behind them. Couple of seconds off.
Yeah, as it stands at the moment, with 6.5 minutes plus 2 laps to go, nations that are qualified are France in this order as well. France, USA, Belgium, New Zealand, Germany, your top 5. Australia, Austria, Spain, the Netherlands, and Switzerland, your top 10. Estonia, GB 12, Sweden 13, Ireland 14, Italy, Denmark, Russia, Portugal, and Japan. 19 teams. Norway are going to the B final at the moment. So there's a little bit of work to do out there. So Latvia have just got into 20th position. So the Latvians with Matis Caro, he'll be looking to try and pull back another point or two. Caro in the race. Where is he? He's in 14th position. He's got Samuele Bernardini just ahead of him.
And here's the race for the lead. Is Febvre going to take the pass back? No. Cooper's going to triple down. Didn't take him very long to pick up that 3 seconds again. Right on his rear wheel as Webb gets into the back of a lapper. Febvre flies by.
So cool though, isn't he, Febvre? Didn't rush it, but see what I mean? How steep it is. You know that's steep when they're locking up on the binders like that.
Yeah, let's see if Webb can make a run on Febvre here, maybe pick up on some line choice.
Yeah, maybe follow a little bit and see if he can get back on it.
Let's listen to this crowd.
You've been to a football match in England, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
Okay, there's a crowd go wild. Here's a replay of... Yeah, he just had to get off the gas there, didn't he? And Febvre ran it round the outside, and Cooper just had no drive.
That was the 105, the rider from Venezuela.
Yeah, Lorenzo Locurcio.
Well, let's see, he's pulled out a few bike links now, showing why he's the MXoN world champion.
Yeah, you've had the opportunity to come to some MXGP races this year. I saw you in Sweden, obviously saw you at the US. And you are spending a bit more time sort of like following what's going on now, aren't you? So, you know, a lot of these names aren't as alien. You're following this guy, for instance. You're supporting Tim Geiser, who, incidentally now, Tim Geiser is inside the top 20. He's in 15th place for Slovenia. Puts him in the B final, though.
I really do feel that that the championship, the MXGP World Championship, is producing some outstanding talent. The depth of talent in the field is some of the best that I've ever seen. And they're showing right now that France is showing that they've got the best riders on the planet, no matter what category it's in.
As you said earlier, if France keep this up, it's going to be one of those days. You know, they may as well put the flag out now. But we know the Motocross Nations always turns out some strange events, some strange things, doesn't it? Some strange incidents.
Certainly does. There
Van
you're looking
Horbik.
at Van Horbik. Yeah, they're in the yellow. He's got the black and red yellow jersey.
Still got Ferris just ahead of him. Ferris comes alive in these Motocross Nations events. He had a good one in Teufelstal, Germany, didn't he, a couple of years ago? That got him a contract
How
to
about
race
those
in
hole
the
shots
US.
he was getting on his 250? Long start. Yeah, he was firing on all cylinders that day.
So Latvia at the moment out. They are on 31. Slovenia on 35. They're 21st. Brazil are on 35. So too Norway and Venezuela. So not too much in it between those guys. But as I said, Matis Caro, he'll be looking to try and pick up another point. Caro is in 14th position. He's got Bernardini about 2 seconds ahead of him. And with a lap time quicker, he should be finding his way onto him soon.
The blue flag is out there as Dean Ferris, Jeremy Van Horbik start to get a little bit closer. Ferris not getting past the lapped riders. Let's see if Van Horbik
goes down, folds the front on an uphill. Electric start, no Huskies, remember. Yeah, Ferris just lost sight, ran off the line a little bit, curved it.
That's going to be frustrating. He had a very, very good ride going. I was talking about the lapped riders, how some of these back markers, their lap time is pretty far off of where the leaders would be, and Ferris got the worst of it right then.
Yeah, and he arrived here this weekend and didn't know that his mum and boyfriend were here. They'd showed up out of the blue, said we were going to wait for a weekend, no phones, no mobiles, no internets, anything, and then he rocked up and it was like, what are you guys doing here? So a pleasant surprise for Dean Ferris. Van Horbik takes a long look over his shoulder, gets him where is he? 4th position. So there's Febvre.
Well, to put it into perspective, you're going to hear us talk about the French team a lot this year. They are the host country. They are the reigning champions. They have the MXoN world champion. If Febvre can take the win in this final moto, the only session of the day that they would have not dominated was the very first practice, where Ken de Diker was 1/1000th of a second quicker than Gauthier Paulin.
Yeah.
And that would be the only difference from them having a clean sweep here on the first day.
Yeah, near perfection,
near
but not quite.
perfection. I mean, yeah, just outstanding.
There's Webb, still there in second, about 4.5 seconds down, chasing this guy.
He makes it look so easy. He really has a fluid, loose riding style, and he set the fastest lap time of the day earlier in his qualifying practice with the 1:45. I don't think we're going to see that the rest of the weekend, but it didn't look like he was on that pace. I mean, of course he looks great, but he doesn't look like he's trying hard, and that's part of the magic, is that he's just so fluid, makes it look easy.
He's just in a different rev range, isn't he?
Yeah,
you know, some guys are hanging it out there, and he's just changing gears just that little bit earlier. 2 to go. There's Wilson and Ulrich. So GB versus Germany, 5th and 6th. As they drop into this corner below us here.
That is a spectacular downhill triple.
And it is
fall
steep.
away. And if you're the rider, so you come out of that turn and you can't see what's on the other side. You can see the ruts. You're definitely making sure if there's any rocks, any bumps, and you want to launch off that perfect. Once you crest the top of that triple, you see, what is there, about 50,000 people on that hillside there? It's got to be a pretty surreal experience to be in, definitely.
Roman Fevre, then 5.3 seconds clear of Cooper Webb, USA. Van Horbeke, Belgium, third. Koldenhoff, the Netherlands, fourth. Dean Wilson here, Great Britain, is in fifth place. Dennis Ulrich, Germany, behind him in sixth. Dean Ferris, seventh. So not a bad recovery in the end.
Pretty good ride here for Dean Wilson. If you were inside of his helmet, the emotion that he's going through, where we really felt that Great Britain was a team that, on paper, like we say, has the opportunity. They look like very strong three-rider field. Podium possibly, maybe even a win, and then to have the first two qualifying races go from bad with Simpson to even worse with Anstey. That's a tough thing to process. And then to go out and say, okay, I got to go do my job. I still ride for Red Bull, KTM, and all my other sponsors, and I'm here to do the best individual performance now. That's a pretty outstanding ride for him to be able to block that out.
Fevre getting ready to take the one-lap board. Drops downhill on the right-hand side. We'll go past the mechanics area.
Was a 5.3 second lead last time around. Now it's 3.6 as Fevre's backing off, being a little more cautious. Cooper Webb still has the hammer down, trying to catch the leader. We know these lappers have played a role in the outcome of some of these finishes already today, and the French fans are hoping that Fevre gets through nice and clean.
Yeah. Good ride, though, from Cooper Webb, just like it was a week ago. He'll be pleased with that because he wasn't too pleased, was he, with his time in the first practice session today. I think he was expecting a little bit more, maybe because of his performance last week. And when he found himself, in only fifth or sixth place, seventh place? Yeah,
he was sixth, but of course we mentioned how Roman Fevre set that lap time of a 1:45.8, and Cooper was a 1:48.8. So 3 seconds a lap for the single fastest lap, that's a big number. And so even though Fevre has shown that he's the guy to beat here this weekend, and especially in this moto, I think Cooper Webb's performance right now, the fact that his best lap time is a 1:49.9, and Fevre is about a second and a half quicker than that. So he's closed that gap. He's gotten a little more comfortable, and that's something that he's moving in the right direction.
Yamaha box just up on the top of the hill there. Yamaha Hospitality. Yamaha's first, second, third in the race. Fevre, Webb, and Van Horbeke.
They've got a good program. They really have put a lot of effort into it, whether it's in America or on the World Championship scene, and it's paying dividends.
So a couple of corners to go then for Roman Fevre. Drops downhill here into that bottom left for the final time. Out of the final corner, back marker looks over his shoulder. Fevre says, no, you go get another lap. The flag goes out. Fevre wins. It's a perfect day here for Team France. They win all three qualifying races. And that's part one of their mission over and done with, because now they can breathe a little bit. They've got the hardest part through in terms of getting qualified, first of all. They now have to do it all again tomorrow when it counts. The Chamberlain Trophy is at stake, Jeff Emig. And judging by today's performances, it's going to take a very good effort from anybody out on track, or a little bit of luck to intervene to prevent a French nation's victory here on home soil. USA is still strong, though. They will qualify second on 4 points, with Cooper Webb getting that second there, and Jeremy Martin getting second in his MX2 race just a short while ago. And Belgium, they will qualify third. So possibly three of the strongest nations, France, USA, Belgium, they're there in the top three qualifying positions here today in Ernée.
Very impressed with the team from New Zealand, led by that strong ride from Ben Townley. He ends up second in the first round, and his teammate, the veteran Cody Cooper, ends up 8 in this. So they have 10 points, but they're going to qualify fifth. Pretty strong showing. Yeah, we'll see the nation's qualification graphic, I think, at the end of this broadcast. But in the race itself, we've had 9 riders over the line. They are Roman Fevre of France, Cooper Webb of the USA, Van Horbeke of Belgium, Glenn Koldenhoff of the Netherlands, Dean Wilson, GB, Dennis Ulrich, Germany, Ferris, Cooper, Leoc, and Schmidinger. We'll give you the qualification positions in a moment. But here is Roman Fevre, your qualifying race winner. He's with Lisa.
Roman Fevre, congratulations. 3 out of 3 wins. Team France gave the crowd exactly what they wanted, but you do seem a little bit disappointed.
Yeah, my start was good, but yeah, the first lap I was not in a rhythm, you know, and I lost some place. And yeah, after I had some trouble to pass Ferris, and then after I catch Webb, I play a little bit with him. We patch each other, but it was good. Maybe it looks good, but I didn't feel comfortable. So we will work on that for tomorrow, and yeah, if we do the same job tomorrow, we'll be perfect. Yeah.
Congratulations. Thanks, Roman.
Slightly disappointed, Roman Febvre then.
Well, that's the sign of a champion, right?
Yeah.
You're really never satisfied. You always want more. But I can tell you what, by the looks of this crowd here today, I am happy that we are not staying in the motorhomes here and that we are going to a hotel tonight, because this place is going to be out of control all night long.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to get any sleep here tonight.
No one. And they'll be airlifting these guys out of here tonight, you know, the French team, because no one's driving in, no one's driving out. We might even have to find alternative accommodation as well, Jeff. But anyway, good day for the French. We'll give you the classification in a moment. So here are the race 3 qualifying results.
Look at the smoke bombs going off.
Febvre wins the Open qualifying race from Webb, Van Hoorbeek, Koldenhoff, Wilson, Ulrich, Ferris and Cooper. Great ride for the New Zealander. Leok 9th in his 15th Nations straight, and Schmidinger was 10th. Then it was Geiser back up to 11th ahead of Caro. And wow, that was a good performance from Caro as well, because just looking at the timing classification chart here, 19th, he gets them in. He got a couple of positions on the final 2 laps, did Matis Caro.
And with all of these results here in the Open qualifying heat, that's going to 19th, the final qualifying position today. Latvia was in and out. They're in 19th.
Nations classification then, as they will go to the line tomorrow. France will go first. USA, Belgium, your top 3, and then Germany, New Zealand, 5th for them. What a great day, what a great performance. But look at that, Australia 11, GB 12, but they might only have 1 rider come tomorrow morning. But a good job for Latvia, 19th, no B final for them. Some of the highlights then from this final race of the day here in Erne. Jeff Emig, it's been a good one, hasn't it? Any surprises?
I am surprised that France dominated the way that they did. I mean, I knew that they had a strong team, but to dominate every session today, that's on their home soil. There's a special thing happening with this team right now. They're going to be hard to beat tomorrow.
Yeah, 1 or 2 moments for some of the riders, Roman Febvre, Dean Ferris included in that, but Febvre responding well, got himself back into a bit of a rhythm. He'll want to get his head down tomorrow and try and sort of rectify that. Right, we're almost out of time here, Jeff. Predictions for tomorrow? Put you on the spot?
Yeah, you know where I'm going with it. This atmosphere and the host nation of France and the way that their riders are riding, they're going to be tough to beat. And if Team USA and Belgium and everybody want a shot at that Chamberlain Trophy, they better bring some magic of their own tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, those 3 are looking strong for either of those top 3 places. But we're out of time here. We hope you can join us live for all the races here from Erne. We'll see you then. Bye.